The Sword Coast unfurled along the horizon in waves of green farmland, rolling hills, and distant mountains. A soft wind carried hints of ocean salt, mingled with the earthy scent of recent rain. It was peaceful, so peaceful, in fact, that Thorn the Barbarian suspected something was wrong.
This air smells too calm, suspiciously calm.
Eloria, raising an eyebrow.
That's called nice weather. Not everything is plotting your demise.
Thorn grunted, unconvinced. Their boots clacked against the stone path of the tradeway as Daggerford's walls came into view, warm orange light from the setting sun reflecting off banners and rooftops. Travelers bustled along the road, farmers with carts of leeks and barley, merchants chatting about prices in Waterdeep, and children running ahead of their weary parents. Bramble the Druid walked with soft, deliberate steps, his tall furbolg frame swaying gently like a tree in a breeze. He narrowed his moss-colored eyes at the sky.
The wind carries unease today, a heaviness behind the light.
It carries unease? The rest of us are just smelling dinner.
Even dinner can whisper warnings.
Sir Rowan, clad in polished armor that caught the sunlight like a mirror, slowed his pace to glance toward the Mere of Dead Men, just visible in the north. Its dark, swampy expanse simmering beneath wisps of white fog.
It would be wise not to dismiss Bramble's intuition. The Mere is known for its omens.
Yes, omens. That's exactly what I was thinking.
You? Thinking. Truly the world ends tonight.
Thorn opened his mouth to retort, but was distracted by a vendor selling roasted turkey legs near the gate. At the gates of Daggerford, as the party approached, a nervous guard stood stiffly at his post, twisting the handle of his spear with both hands. His armor rattled with every breath.
You four! Are you the adventurers the Duchess sent for?
We are. Speak freely.
The guard swallowed, glancing over his shoulder, as though something might emerge from the fog itself.
The mayor is acting strangely.
How does a swamp act strangely? Has it taken up political debate?
The guard completely missing the sarcasm.
No politics, but lights, strange floating lights, keep slipping through the trees, and sometimes, Dodds help us. Voices calling out from the fog.
Thorn looked genuinely confused.
Voices? Like actual voices? Or voices like when Bramble says the mushrooms are talking again?
Bramble says calmly.
The mushrooms only speak when spoken to.
The guard leaned closer.
And it's not just the voices. Caravan guards claim they've seen a tall figure, very tall, carrying a lantern, walking above the ground as though it weighs nothing at all.
Rowan's jaw tightened.
Did the figure attack anyone?
The guard makes eye contact.
No, but it watches, waiting, and every time it appears, someone goes missing.
Eloria's eyes shifted toward the swamp, her expression sharpening.
Emotional manipulation, spectral sightings, unexplained vanishings. Charming. Rowan, remind me why we agreed to this job.
Rowan looks back at Eloria.
Because evil grows when good folk do nothing.
Thorn chimes in.
And because there's gold involved. Never forget the gold.
A quiet moment before the storm. As the guard returned to his post, the party paused outside the gate. The sun slipped lower, turning the fog-draped marshland into a silver sea. Frogs croaked in the distance. A faint wind whispered across reeds that stood unnaturally still. Bramble closed his eyes, listening. His long ears twitched.
The swamp is wounded, not angry, hurting. Something ancient shifts in its dreams.
Eloria looks down.
Wonderful. We're dealing with a sad swamp. Can it also make tea?
Horn, with a smile on his face.
Sad swamps are the worst. Angry swamps are at least honest.
Rowan looked at each of them, his unlikely friends, and drew a steadying breath.
Prepare yourselves. Whatever waits in that fog, it is more than rumor.
After a long moment, filled with the quiet hum of the Sword Coast, as day gave way to twilight, Thorn cracked his knuckles.
Good. I was getting bored.
Eloria adjusted her spellbook strap.
I was hoping for a quiet evening.
Change rarely knocks politely.
Rowan placed a hand on his sword hilt.
Then let us be ready when it comes.
With that, the four stepped deeper into Daggerford, unaware that the fog in the mere was already watching them. The road north of Daggerford narrowed into patchy trails as the land grew soft beneath the party's boots. The towering reeds swayed gently, though the air was still. The swamp loomed ahead, dark pools, moss-choked trees, and distant shapes shifting beneath the murk. A thick band of fog rolled across the marshland, so dense it looked like a solid wall.
Well, that's not comforting. Fog shouldn't look edible.
Thorn leans in and sniffs the fog.
Nope, not edible.
Fog is not a meal.
Then why does it smell like sadness?
Rowan lifted his lantern, its warm glow swallowed instantly by the mist.
The mere is always dangerous, but today it feels different, almost deliberate.
They stepped into the fog, the air changing instantly. Sound seemed muted, footsteps sloshed against waterlogged ground, and the light dimmed to a pale grey twilight. Twisted branches clawed across the path like skeletal fingers. Fawn stumbled over something hidden beneath the mud.
Who put a stick in a swamp?
The swamp did, Fawn.
It put it there on purpose.
Before Eloria could respond, a low groaning rose in the distance. Wet, guttural, ancient. Rowan froze.
We are not alone.
The murky water stirred. Every ripple seemed to crawl closer. Shapes formed in the fog, shambling, rotted figures rising from the swamp, with mud dripping from sunken faces. Bog mummies. Their eyes glowed faintly with a sickly green light, their movements slow but purposeful. Bramble softly, mournfully.
These spirits, they have been wandering for centuries.
They can wander less violently, please.
One mummy lurched forward, its movements jerky, like a marionette pulled by shaky strings. Fawn, cracking his knuckles.
Oh, this I understand. Punching undead is universal.
He charged, his great axe cutting through the mist. Rowan followed, shield up, calling upon Tyre's power. As Thorn traded blows, Rowan struck with radiant light, causing steam to billow from the mummy's flesh. Bramble summoned vines that surged from the earth, wrapping around another mummy's legs. The third mummy opened its mouth, not to speak, but to exhale a cloud of fell air. Eloria, looking a little green.
Oh, absolutely not! No swamp breath!
She unleashed scorching rays, each beam blasting into the creature with bright orange bursts. When the battle quieted, the swamp felt emptier, as if the mummy's release had lifted some quiet sorrow.
They were not evil, only lost, bound by something old and wounded.
Rowan looked toward the heart of the swamp.
Whatever corrupted them, it lies ahead.
The further they walked, the more the swamp seemed to transform. Trees bent unnaturally toward the ground, their trunks twisted like coiled serpents. Pools of water reflected not the sky, but swirling shadow. Strange blue lights flickered in the distance, like lantern flames dancing between the trees.
Those lights again. They're not will-o-wisps. Wrong color, wrong movement.
They are memories, fractured, echoes of a guardian once meant to watch over this place.
Fawn squinted.
I thought guardians were supposed to guard.
And what do you become when the world forgets your purpose?
A silence followed, heavy, contemplative. Rowan placed a hand on Bramble's shoulder.
Then we must help restore that purpose.
A cold wind swept through the reeds, unnatural and precise, as though something breathed across the swamp. The fog suddenly thinned, not naturally, but as if pulled aside. A clearing of black water lay ahead, a mirror that reflected nothing. And standing on that water, upright, weightless, was a tall figure cloaked in drifting mist. A lantern hung from its hand, glowing bright blue, casting no warmth. Its voice echoed as if spoken through a cavern of hollow bones.
Leave this place.
Form stepped forward fearlessly.
No, you leave. This is our walking path.
Eloria, whispering.
He's negotiating again.
We do not seek conflict, only answers.
The lantern's light flared.
Answers drowned long ago.
You are not beyond saving.
I am beyond remembering.
The blue flame inside the lantern swirled violently. Eloria stared at the lantern.
The lantern is its anchor. Break it, and we break its hold.
The spirit raised its lantern, and the swamp itself seemed to tremble. A wave of ghostly fog rolled outward, swallowing vision. Thorn shouted in alarm.
I can't see! Someone stole my eyes!
No one stole them. It's magic.
Magic stole my eyes!
Rowan pushed through the mist.
Stay together.
Bramble conjured pale moonlight, illuminating the spirit. The mistbound recoiled, its form flickering. Eloria lifted her hands, arcane glyphs burning bright.
Everyone brace.
The fireball erupted, scattering shadows and blasting steam across the clearing. The mistbound hissed, raising its lantern defensively. The lantern's glow intensified, focusing into a beam that struck Eloria directly. Her strength drained, knees buckling.
Eloria!
Rowan rushed forward, his blade blazing with divine power. He struck the lantern, cracking its surface. The mistbound shrieked.
Hey, I want to break the glowing thing.
He swung blindly and, miraculously, hit the lantern again. Eloria forced herself upright.
I am absolutely done with lanterns.
Bramble shifted into a massive serpent, coiling around the spirit, anchoring it to the ground. Pinned and weakened, the spirit's form flickered like failing flame. Eloria steadied her shaking hands.
One last spell, you miserable fog ghost.
A bolt of flame shot from her palm, hitting the lantern dead center. The glass shattered with a scream that pierced the swamp. The mistbound dissolved into wisps of pale light that drifted upward like fireflies. Then the fog lifted, slowly, peacefully. For the first time in decades, silence settled over the swamp. Birds began to sing again. The oppressive chill faded. Bramble knelt at the water's edge.
He was a guardian once. The swamp mourned him.
Rowan bowed his head.
May Tyre guide him to rest.
Thorn rested his axe on his shoulder.
So, who gets credit for the killing blow?
I believe I should.
No, that was a joint effort.
Thorn, you were screaming about stolen eyes.
Still hit it though.
They laughed, exhausted, relieved, victorious. Daggerford welcomed them with lanterns lit and warm hearths. The Duchess thanked them personally, granting them coin and praise. That night, the party gathered at the River Shining Inn. Thorn retold the story, embellishing dramatically.
And then, 10 swamp ghosts attacked me all at once.
It was 3.
I counted the emotional ghosts too.
Eloria covered her face with her hands. Bramble sipped herbal tea, smiling.
Let him have this.
Later, as the tavern quieted, a traveler approached the party's table. His cloak was torn, boots muddy, and his eyes wide with fear.
Are you the heroes who cleared the mere?
Rowan nodded.
Then the gods have sent you. Something stirs in Neverwinter Wood. Animals flee, trees whisper. Something ancient has awakened.
Bramble stiffened, as though hearing something far away.
The forest calls.
Eloria groaned.
And here we go again.
Thorn grinned.
I love road trips.
Rowan stood, resolute.
Then north we go.
Their next journey awaited.